everyone. Welcome to Bow and Arrow Tarot, and this, the toxic love reading for the fire sign of Aries. This is a shadow reading into a connection that you have with someone, so buckle up. These readings can get quite intense. We have the High Priestess, the Fool, Six of Swords, and a Page of Pentacles. This is your energy, Aries. And now let's take a look at this person. That's for here, the Hermit, and here we have the Six of Wands, Page of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. At the bottom of this deck, we have Judgment coming in. All right, so Judgment, reconciliation, Aries, forgiveness, right? Somebody wants to reconcile, somebody wants your forgiveness, somebody wants a second chance. All right, now we will definitely be getting clarifiers on these readings. But for now, let's just jump right into it. High Priestess for you. And for your person, you have a Six of Wands energy. All right, so you're coming in this week, you're being really cagey, Aries. You kind of have an idea of how things are going to go, but you're keeping it to yourself. You're not saying anything. You already have a sixth sense of what's happening here. I think you've been around this block before, right? So your person coming in with a Six of Wands, they feel a sense of victory this week. They're really feeling vindicated. Something went down, and it almost feels like you're staying cagey about it, and they're kind of like, okay, I know you're being cagey, but I know I won. I beat you at something. So that's just the basic energy. So as we look ahead, this immediately, I'm going to tell you, Aries, this feels like you moving away from somebody, breaking up with somebody, but not necessarily telling them what's going on. When you see them, you see the Fool and they see the Hermit. So for you, this person really sort of presents as young, immature, a little bit sort of unreliable. Let's get some clarity first of all. Yeah, 10 of Wands and 9 of Cups. Okay, so Aries, definitely you are fed up. You're fed up with this person, right? And I think you're getting to a point where you're like, I want to pull myself away, but how do I do this? I think that you're finding that as long as you don't give them any information, right, you're good. But right from the beginning, I'm going to say that this person has been a real burden to you, right? It feels like, oh, God, do I have to deal with this? Do I have to, you know what I mean? It's like everything about this connection has been a pain in the behind. You've just felt like it's more trouble than it's worth. And it's beginning to keep you from things that you really want to do. It's beginning to sort of really bog you down. Your person's quite happy. This person, I'm going to say it almost feels as though they're way more into you than you are into them. I think something happened recently that has kind of given them, as I say, this feeling of vindication as if they've won, but it's quite hollow. I don't think they understand where your head is really at. I think they feel as though they got one over on you, or they somehow caught you in something, which which is making them kind of feel like, they're in the right. But they've got a shock coming, Aries, because you're splitting, you're leaving. You're moving away from them. They see you as Hermit energy. So they know that right now you're pulling away to yourself. You're being within your own space. But I'm not sure that they understand the reason why you're doing that is because you want to get away from them. You know what I mean? This is not just you. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. Some event has come in to make you feel this way. Ace of Wands. They feel, listen, this is a new person. Feels to me like this, Aries. This person, this connection you have with this person is new. I believe like they might be quite young, or they're certainly younger than you. Yeah, it was a little bit of fun, but because you're a little bit, I think, past where they are in their life, again, this feels like a difference in maturity level, right? You are kind of like, all right, I've had enough, this has been enough. For them, it's like, oh, this is a great ride. I'm so excited. Oh, I'm turned on by this person. But they're really coming from a very childish point of view. They don't even realize that the reason why you're spending a lot of alone time is simply to get away from them, to start to create some space. But for you, Aries, what happens is a wheel of fortune, something comes into your life. It's either come in recently or it's about to come into your life that really makes you change your whole outlook on this connection. It almost feels as though something better came along. Mm-hmm. Something better definitely came along, and your person's kind of stuck, right? Uh, Almost feels as though, Aries, like you've been doing this dance with this individual here that is quite, it's fun. You're having your fun and all that. Like I keep saying, that's what it feels like, some fun. But now something serious has come across your path, something that you're like, hang on a second. I think, this is like really something here. And you're in a situation now where you're like, oh, I need to shut this down with this person. This person is anyway, it's not that they're toxic, but they're so childish. And it feels like it's been such a burden in a way in the long run to be with them. At first, it's been a lot of fun, right? It was a lot of fun and probably a lot of sex. And again, if they're younger than you, maybe a little stroke to your ego. But ultimately, in the long run, it's been more hassle than it's been worth. And the way you see this connection is you're moving away and you're making, listen, it's not easy. I think this person is quite possessive. They're stuck. They're stuck like in a certain way of thinking about this. They feel like, let me tell you something. They feel like, oh, as long as I just schmooze my Aries, or if you know what I mean? Let me bring out the sexy Page of Cups energy. Let me bring out the sexy. Let me do what worked before. But guess what? What worked before isn't going to work again with you because you're completely going into a different stage. What worked before worked because this was like this is a shallow connection based on physicality and sex and just like, arm candy vibes. This is definitely arm candy vibes. So, yeah, the candy worked before, but it's not going to work this time because this time, whatever's come across your path has so like affected you on a deeper level that you're not even willing to tell this person what's going on. You're not even willing to tell them that you're done. Like you just want to be done with this as quickly as possible. It's as if they're completely irrelevant, right? Whatever's come in for you, this is a fortunate event. And I'm going to say it's a meeting. You've met somebody's come across to you that is just shaken, it just shook up your whole idea of the type of person you want to be with or who you want to be with. And it shook you up so much that you're not even willing to it feels like you're not even willing to go through the rigmarole of slowly breaking up with this person. You just want to be gone. You're like, okay, I'm gone. I'm getting in my hot air balloon and I'm done. And I'm already working on the next thing. Meanwhile, they're like, shit, what do I do? I think they go from a position of being happy and vindicated. They may have caught you with somebody else or caught you doing something. And they're like, see, they have this really kind of small upper hand right now on something, but they're completely unaware that you just don't even care anymore. And they get really deep in their feelings about it. Trust me when I tell you, this person is like, oh, okay, they're going to exercise some temperance. They're very deep in their feelings, but I think they take the attitude of, all right, let me sit back and see what happens with Aries. I'm not going to crowd them. I know they don't like that, but I'm desperate to get them back. Judgment energy, right? And it's almost as if this little vindication they have here, which I really feels to me is come out of some kind of petty back and forth, is short-lived when they realize that you're fully moving forward with someone else, right? Justice comes in. There's a rebalancing coming in. Your life has been quite out of balance recently. I want to say as far as relationships go, and there's a huge sort of leveling out that you're going through right now, specifically, and this person represents an aspect of that. Again, as I feel, Aries, this person has been an arm candy kind of relationship, quite shallow, something that, again, someone who's way more into you than you are into them. Let me move these cards up a little bit and get some room for our oracles to come in. But yeah, it feels very it feels like you can't get away from them fast enough to be so that you can begin to work on this new thing that has come in. And it's a battle because they're not going to make it easy. They're not letting go easily. There's a lot of crying, a lot of feelings, a lot of, what? You what? Okay, I'll give you some space, but thinking that if they give you space, you're going to come back towards them, not really realizing that this really is truly over. The ink and the mutant. See, hey, take that as it comes. I like to pull these cards because they're very individual. I'm not even going to begin to sort of describe to you. This is number 7. This is ink. What does that mean to you? There's a sense of permanence, is what I take from it. There's a sense of permanence and yet a sense of, you know, moving on. Yes, it was permanent at one point, but moving on and still keeping a shadow of that. The mutant we have here. All right. So just like, yeah, you think it's something, but it's not. It's a mutation. And this relationship here often, I'm sorry, feels as though it's very much a mutation of what you truly desire. Okay. Mm-hmm. Um, Ink. I love this card, ink, as well. I want to come back to that because um you know deciding what to put on your body, deciding on what will be permanently a part of you is a very important thing. It's very personal, and again, this feels to me, Aries, like you're in very personal territory, and this person here really has no space there. Medicating, oof, superficial, and doubt. Wow. All right. Well, some of y'all be careful. You medicating, drinking, dealing with things. Your person may be dealing with that. Again, I feel like there's a lot of, oh boy, a lot of emotions and feelings. They may be showing up drunk, or they may be drunk texting you. Why are you breaking up with me, Aries? Why are you pulling away? All of that. It does feel like some of that energy is there, and that's a shame. I mean, it happens, but you honestly, Aries, you don't care. Superficial. That's this relationship that's coming to a close. Yeah, you've been doing superficial for a little while, and I think whatever this event is, this Wheel of Fortune that comes into you, jars you right out of that. You're like, oh, okay, I'm done with superficial. This is the real, and I want the real. This is the superficial. Doubt comes in, okay? Doubt. Is it real? What do I do? Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some shadow here because again, this person is not going to let go. They're going to be very much, oh, please, 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 please. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They're going to be looking. I have a feeling here, this energy of this person is going to be looking for what they did wrong, when in fact, they really didn't do anything wrong per se. You may have carried on with this relationship a lot longer had it not been for this person who suddenly crosses your path and makes such an impression on you that you have no other recourse but to follow, you know, you follow what's caught your eye. But had that not happened, I think that to a certain degree, you probably would have continued to indulge in this very superficial kind of mutation of a relationship just because to a certain degree it was easy. But at the same time, I come back to this 10 of Wands. Yes, it was easy, but starting to wear thin. This person really cares for you. So just watch out. It's always difficult dealing with somebody who is going to be brokenhearted because of you. And certainly in this instance, it really feels as though not only are you growing up and making a shift into seeking and desiring something that's more substantial, but someone has come certainly into your path, your purview, your focus that has really helped that shift happen very quickly. All right, Aries, this is your toxic love reading for the week. I do hope you got something out of it. If you did, please sound off in the comments, claim this reading, let the collective know. Subscribe, hit that like. All of those things really help my channel, helps my content to get out there, and I do appreciate it. But for right now, Aries and Aries cross watchers, I wish you love, life, and happiness, and I hope to see you guys at your next love or toxic love reading. Bye bye now.